Today's episode is about more than music, business, or geography. It is about identity, belonging, and what happens when a place becomes more than where you live. It becomes where your life takes shape. Our guest today is Dr. Harmeek Singh. He is an entrepreneur, philanthropist, founder and chairman of Plan B Group, who recently created a musical tribute inspired by the UAE, expressing gratitude and unity through music. At a time when the world often feels divided, his story reflects something quietly powerful: how millions of people from around the world have built a life, a purpose, and a home in the UAE. Let's just begin and hear his inspiring story. Dr. Harmeek Singh's story is not just about a musical tribute, it is about identity shaped across borders and the quiet truth that home is sometimes not where you start but where you grow. His journey reflects millions of voices in the UAE, each different yet connected through shared belonging. Thank you for being the part of this conversation. Dr. Harmeek, it's such a pleasure to have you here with us. So I would like to begin with this very first question, which is what inspired you to express your experience and your emotions through music?
First of all, thank you for having me. And again, I had to make a small correction over here. It's not music, it's the UAE national anthem, which is a very, very honorable thing. Now, to have my expression, singing the UAE national anthem comes but naturally with a lot of things that are probably happening at this current time.
Correct.
So I think the things that we are doing are representing the things that have been done to us. The UAE government has stood up very firmly and has been like towards a point. A statement that actually went through my heart and with everybody who's staying over there. When whatever is happening, we are 30% of the diaspora over there, and Emiratis are only 10%. The kind of statement given by His Highness was that you all are Emiratis, and my first priority is that probably all expats are Emiratis and nobody gets hurt. So when somebody who comes out and says that you are my own, it is responsibility and it's reciprocal as well that we also feel the same way that this is my country. So aaj 24 years, I think down the line, it has an emotion, half of my life. So this is my homeland and that's my Karam Bhumi. So I think I cannot differentiate. So the UAE national anthem was very honorable thing for me to do that, because questions when people are asking is that probably who is loyal and who's not. I think we Indians, I spoke it on behalf of Indians, all of us, that we have the same heartbeat, and this is a contribution from few of my heartbeats and a kind of a tribute to UAE with the national anthem being sung by an Indian and a Sikh.
So it's such a great thing and very heartwarming to hear that somebody who's an Indian, been there in UAE from past 25 years. I am so sure that the country has given you a lot. That's why that you're so loyal, because like you said, वो मेरी कर्म भूमि है, that I'm working out there. Now with that, we see the current scenario. It's very tough, the situation is. We see that, a lot of problems being going. People are coming back. You're staying back. You stood by. You're there. You're telling the world there that I am an Indian, but I stood by UAE. Now, what is the message that you would like to convey to the entire world? What is it all about?
The message is loud and clear. This is not something that we wanted to have happen to us. It's not a war that we want or we are a part of it. We have been like dragged into it. We are just been a part where probably we are a neighbor and we are an easy kind of a thing. But we still have shown tolerance. In these testing times, I think if you talk about people leaving, they're very minimal, fractional. And anybody who's staying over there and everybody who's staying over there, they will not leave. And for us, this is a very simple thing. When there is a bonding, when there's an emotion attached to it. So today, if anything happens in India, do you expect any Indian to leave?
Absolutely.
Exactly. So the same way in UAE, we as Indians, we have been brought up like this. Loyalty in Indians is there, and we have been like there for being respected, and we respect them as well. So today, I don't think that anybody who wants to come back and have things that at this time we should not leave.
Superb, like the way you've put it through. Now, here, sitting back here in India or probably anywhere in the world, what we see is that, of course, the situation is very bleak. People are running and, the people are scared. And, of course, you just now said that the media is not paying well to it.
Yes.
But yes, there are things that, far behind you don't get to understand, but when it comes to comes from the house's mouth itself, you get to know the reality. Now I see your genuinity with UAE. I come to the point when you came to India, when you started your entrepreneurship, you were like you settled yourself. Now, is it exactly the same way? How is UAE has grown? I have seen, I've been to that country. Of course, it's growing too much. But with that, the current scenario, is it the same like when you came and now if people would want to come and invest, is it the right place to be at this moment?
See, phases might come. There might be phases, there might be times, but that does not define somebody. Agar today, if I have fever, I'll not have fever for the whole of my life. The fever is for 3 days or whatever, and I might not be as agile as I was. But the kind of physicality, the kind of person I am, that remains with me. So UAE has got a character. We bounce back so nicely. COVID, recession 2008, you name it. And we'll talk about that how. When the world was thinking, when are we going to be out of our lockdowns? UAE came up with the World Expo, happened in 2021, which was supposed to be in 2020. The world came to us. The first event that started, the biggest, largest event happened in UAE. We have bounced back. Every expat, every national, we were giving free medical assistance, all the vaccinations and everything else that was done. So we have been cared for. And then again, to coming back on this is just a passing phase. For me, I think what the fundamentals are correct. When there is a transparency towards your businesses, when there is a transparency towards your ease of business, the ease of business is the most important part. You know where your money is coming from, you know where your money is going, and you know that there are kind of barometers that you have to follow. What comes out is very honest then. I think where you need to understand, India is a very progressive country, and I'm looking at it and I'm looking at it that probably we are in our own rights a superpower. But UAE, in a different trait altogether, it has given a platform for 200 plus nationalities to come work progressively. Is this something that probably is not a mantra that the world should learn from? Ki we can have peaceful coexistence, and every time anybody and every nationality is working towards one thing, which is progress, and to the betterment of not only for themselves but for the country that they come from and the country that they're working in. So I think this is a beautiful place to be, and we lead by example. We walk the talk, and that's why you see that people are still there working and not looking at things being negative. And I think when this thing goes by, we can talk about what we were thinking. I am just going to be very vocal about it. It's an opportunity. UAE is still a massive opportunity, and people should look at it. People should look at it because immigration policies globally right now, when we are having a reverse immigration, when we look at people telling we don't need Indians, we don't, UAE's got their arms open, please come. And that's where we also see that being on a flight for 16 hours, 19 hours, this is a 3-hour flight, UAE, so it's a home away from home.
So here, my dear friends, that through this interview, we're just trying to gather the information which we all may be missing, that what's happening in UAE. Now, a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of investors are now very into thinking mode, should we go there? So now we have somebody who's guiding us through, somebody who's given his heart and soul to UAE, been there for 25 years, and the current situation, like we got to know from Dr. Harmeek, it's beautiful, we can go, and we have a lot more to understand from you. Now, well, you reached UAE in the first place, well, 25 years ago, you were actually a foreigner there. You were a foreign person there for them. But the kind of intensity that I feel from you, you feel the country is mine. Being an Indian, I see you so much synced into that country that you say that I have to talk about it, I have to live by it, that's my country. How this transition happened?
So I might just probably just go a little bit deeper into my life. I am a spoiled Punjabi boy who grew up in Delhi and got my education from here. But then again, when I grew up, our businesses and the kind of things that we had all fell apart. And we came down to a point where we did not know where the next meal is going to come. So UAE happened by chance. And I landed in Dubai because I don't know what to do. My life is completely directionless. And then again, I land in Dubai to find myself a job. Very difficult to probably take orders when you have been looking at giving orders. So 11 interviews, 11 times rejected on my face that you're not fit enough. I'm not a professional degree holder. I am a bachelor for English literature, and the only thing that I know was writing, and I'm a poet.
Wow.
So with that, I came out with a very simple logic that I'm a people's person. So sales is something that I can work on. After 11 interviews, when I got myself been selected, but then again, when I started working over there, and it has been challenging. With a lot of challenges, you find out the truth as well.
Correct.
So I only figured out there's a stereotype, and when I was working with the government, when I was started working with the Emiratis, they had one thing to say, and they said because they thought that all the Sikhs, mostly Sikhs, are hardworking people and they're carpenters. That's all
Okay.
they want. That's a stereotype. So
Okay.
I came into a different trait altogether, which is with the mind, with the creativity and everything else. So, but started working, they had one compliment and which went very a long way for me. They said, Sardar, Mazboot, because you guys don't cheat.
Wow.
Sardars don't cheat. And then again, I found it is a responsibility because it is not because of me, it's because the people who come before me. It's the Sikhs, it's the Indians. So I gotten myself into the brand ambassadorship that I will not have a blemish on the turban or being an Indian. So I feel very responsible as an ambassador. What I think that everybody should, because when you go to a place, today we hear so many stories and we talk about that, oh, Indians have done this, Indians have done that, whatever. We should be responsible that this is not an individual act. You are making very difficult for the next ones to come, and that is something that probably it is not going to be forgiven, because we have got a kind of a mindset that Indians are peaceful people, Indians are honest people, and that's what it should be. So I think with that grew from a point that from a 2,750 salary, working 10 months, not got my salary, had a ban, started to look out for another job, got my another job for 6,500. All the hard work for 18 hours that I did for everybody, there was one thing that probably was spoken at that point, and it was in the national newspaper over there as well, from rags to riches, was there is one Mr. Singh. When he says things, it happens.
Wow.
So I had a deadline that probably I worked, I slept in my car. I used to probably, when there was no money for one shawarma, 3 dirhams, I had to think maybe on the weekend I'll have a shawarma because I didn't have money. So I'm sure that probably people know about this. I had to change 3 sharing taxis from Sharjah, go to one place to the other when I was starting to work for my organization, for the job that I got myself into. But that gave me heart, because I was falling down and I was getting myself more mentally tough. And these tough situations also got me because, when you are thrown in a water, you don't know how to swim, you have to survive.
You have to.
So it was my survival mode. And then it all started to make sense, because at the second job that I got, people who I had worked for and worked really hard, set the standards very high, they started falling off with the old company. They started reaching out to me and they said, like, work freelancer for us. I said, I cannot because I'm working on a job. Then I asked my employer, he said, oh, we don't mind. You're working for us for 10 to 5. After that, whatever that you do is your job. And I got an NOC. Legally, I started working. I used to work 10 to 5 and 5 to 3 a.m., 4 a.m. for myself. And 6 months down the line, I was earning 300,000 dirhams.
Wow.
Every month.
Super.
And I resigned.
And you resigned finally.
Because I had thankfully resigned. I cannot sail on 2 boats.
Yeah.
And Plan B was started.
So I see your journey very diverse, and when people said from UAE that you have to believe the turban, the person who's wearing a turban, I totally respect the community because I know, and somewhere that I belong to, that I say that yes, we are the ones who are disciplined, of course, the loyal ones. Now then, when you went there, you created a niche for yourself, you had your journey, and that has been beautiful, how you started and how you ended up. Now if I go back and see, you are a businessman, you are an entrepreneur, you're also a philanthropist. You're working, you're earning, and you're also contributing to the society. Now, these two things, you're making it happen. You're working, you're doing things emotionally. You're also having responsibilities. There is so much that is involved. How do you manage that?
It happens. It's nothing to manage with the knowledge that I have. I think if we find out our journeys, and if we find out those incidents that probably made sure that we are so lonely, there's no one that we have around us, or there's kind of roadblocks for us. If we are reminded of that, we can make sure that somebody who is going through the same phase, we can support them.
True that.
I come from a very cold place, like at that time, from Delhi. When I was walking without having taxi money or a bus money, I used to have nosebleeds every day. And when I was at the junction and I could see cars with air conditioning and everything else, I was just looking at upstairs Almighty, and I was thinking, and maybe having tears in my eyes, that I had such a beautiful life today. What I'm doing is something that is so hard for me, and why this person who's in the car does not open the door and say like, "Come sit inside," you know? So I made it a point whenever that I get an opportunity and somebody is going in that heat, I get them in my car. So this is something that you feel responsible. You forget about your kind of adversities, your incidents. That's what I think humanity is getting lost. If you have been given an opportunity, आप अपने आप को जरिया समझो, and that is important for you. And that's where probably I think that probably I have been blessed that I get an opportunity to probably support certain things. It is not about PR, it is not about anything. And again, this is the first time that I'm actually just being on an Indian platform. But we have been looking at things that my perspective, my life is supposedly to be something that I can share. If I am keeping like this, mera, then it is never going to be hamara. So
Very true.
I'm trying.
Very
I'm
true.
trying. Ji.
And you've again said something very beautifully that it has to be Hamara. Now, if I see here the Indian and UAE relationship that I see, by far, I see that a lot of people are gone there, and if people like you are said that it's my country. Now, that kind of Hamara, like what you said, that it's ours. And I think we Indians have this thing. We are never into this that this is mine only, it is us. I totally believe in that policy again. Now, how do you see that Indian and UAE, this relationship building, is it because of the people out there, or is it some policy driven also, the relationship strengthening?
It is history. I don't know if you know about this or not, but the trade in UAE, which was 7 different emirates, UAE became UAE in 1971. Before that, separately, all the emirates, the trade was happening with India. And it was with the boats and everything, and that was going over there. The traders used to go over there. Indians were the biggest traders over there. And till very late after UAE was formed as well, the currency that they used was Indian rupiah.
Okay.
And people who were there, who were settled over there from India, like I said, the Sikhs and everything else, carpenters, whatever, they build everything with their own hands. So things that probably it goes emotionally on a cross border, on the kind of home away from home situation that was there. And tell me, we spoke about having an Islamic country, but which Islamic country has got a Hindu temple, a Sikh Gurdwara? This is UAE, and that's where probably if they have accepted us, is it not our responsibility to accept them?
Absolutely.
And that's where we are blended in. I think there are definitely different people and different kind of mindsets, but for me it is important. आप एक बारी प्यार दे के देखो, आपको प्यार मिलेगा. आप मुस्कुराहट दो, आपको मुस्कुराहट मिलेगी. वो हमारे लिए लॉयल है, हम उनके लिए लॉयल हैं.
But that's the way of life.
Yeah.
You know, when you give good, you receive good.
Are we not forgetting that?
Yeah.
Are we not probably on a crossroads right now? Because that's where I think that we have to reset ourselves. We have to come back to a point where humanity should be a common faith between all of us.
Absolutely.
And love should be the common language that we speak about. And we, forgetting about it, has got made everything happening for an agenda which divides. A borderless world is possible only if we think about it. I think what is happening in the world right now, destruction is the easiest, but making it back is so difficult.
Absolutely.
For me, it is important that we bring back humanity. आज कोई भी चीज़, like whatever that we do it from our heart, without any agenda. आप कुछ goodness, do some goodness for without any agenda, without any reason. It's not monetary. You can do any good deed. You will have water in your eyes. You know why? Because that will remind you that you are human and humanity is still there and you're doing very little about it. So it is there that we are good, humanity is still there. We should not let it go down. We should not let it die. And I think it is the norms that we have to teach to our next generation because it's responsibility towards us that we pass on is what we'll reap. What you sow, what you reap.
Absolutely, absolutely. I go by whatever that you're saying. It's so very heartwarming that I started with this particular thing. As Indians, of course, we have been, born and brought up with this thing that humanity, kindness, the idea of giving back to the society. Now, coming back to what you're doing, now there are a lot of young entrepreneurs who are watching you right now because through this medium, we would want you to reach to the larger people here in India as well. Now, what is your advice to them that, like you said, that the UAE is open, they are with open arms, but we still want that advice from you for the entrepreneurs who are young, they're starting their journey. What would you say to them, that should they pave their ways towards UAE?
Because that's where probably your opportunities are. There's immense opportunity. First of all, there's immense opportunities in India itself. You need to just find it. You need to probably just look at it. You need to put your head and your heart together, that there's so much that can be done in India as well. But if you're coming to UAE, UAE is having open arm policy, which is transparent. A lot of less taxes as well, creating a kind of a crossover from India to UAE. And if you're planning or if you're looking at that, probably you need to join that. Do not even think twice. It is a very safe place. It has got equal opportunities only if you work and if you work hard, because that's what is important. It's not about that you go over there, things are going to fall on your lap. No, you have to work hard.
Yeah, indeed. And I think there is no substitute to hard work.
True.
That's one of the things that we all need to follow as younger people who would want to invest or start their entrepreneur journey. Now, coming back to the Indian diaspora, we have it's huge. Now, we would want to know that what role are they playing in, deepening the cultural and economic, what you call it, relationship between India and UAE?
I think a lot of people who have opened up their offices. It's a crossover. So they have made their external overseas offices in UAE. People have their industries in India. People have made their holiday homes over there. People are investing in real estate as well. On a socio-economic version, if you may look at it, they are playing a bigger role in ministries as well. They are a part of a lot of cultural platforms as well, understanding UAE culture and also having a crossover for UAE culture. So you might not relate to it, but each 15th of August, Burj Khalifa has got an Indian tricolor.
Yes.
It is the respect that they give us as well. So I think uh, the cultural part, the socio-economic part, the kind of people-to-people contact, it's a blend. So it's like you have blended two things together and it's inseparable. So India and UAE are inseparables. And having Prime Minister Modi to come over there was a very good example of when you need your friends, they are there and
Yeah.
we are there.
Wonderful. All through this interview, that I have to very personally say that I've always been in love with UAE. I love going and shopping there, and of course, the kind of place it is very heartwarming, and they're very welcoming also. Now, towards the end, that I would like to know. Of course, I know that how much that you love UAE. So, what if one emotion, if I would want you to put through about UAE that you carry, that your or let's put it this way, that the India UAE relationship, there is one emotion that you would want to put through, and why?
One emotion that I would put across with India and UAE is love and acceptance. So I think the mutual respect is based out of that. If you may see that UAE touring India, you have there's so many people that probably have their family in India as well. A lot of Emiratis have their
Yes,
families in
yes,
India.
yes.
Their mother is from Hyderabad. There's a lot of things that probably have happened. It's a crossover. And that mutual respect and love is by default as something that probably comes across. It's a natural thing. It's not coming from here. It's coming from here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's hard, and that's the love and connect is one emotion that you would say that
true.
you connect with. And I have so many questions to ask you. I'm bounded with time. I would like to end here, but with a note that I had superb time conversing with you on a very, very amazing topic, which is UAE and your love for UAE. I'm highly impressed, and I'm so sure through this interview, there is going to be a huge change in the people who are watching, because at this present time people are scared. They want to invest, because all of us been wanting to invest. A lot of friends of mine were wanting to invest, but they were like, ab kaise? But there are people who come up front and they say that it's safest a place, and I'm so thankful that you could give us that time.
Thank you so much for having me. And I think it's not something that is the pitch. I am talking from the exact situation, what is happening in UAE right now. And there's never been a time where we don't see progress. It's a very automated system when we talk about people working towards future and working together towards a common platform. And I think anytime that you want to come to UAE, it's your choice. But then again, if you ask me, I'm not leaving UAE.
Wow. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.